It happens. It's real. Kawhi Leonard is a Toronto Raptor, and the Kawhi era is over. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm going to be honest. I think this is a really forward-thinking move for the Clippers, kind of where they're going in their future. And I think with the team, with what they're building towards and retooling towards, I think that this is great for us. But before we dive into really what I think and how this has been going and how this is going to affect really long-term Clippers, let's dive into kind of what the trade details. So we give Kawhi Leonard just today, out of nowhere. Trade rumors were heating up against Toronto. It looked like he could have been going to San Antonio. I'd have never thought that was going to happen. He burnt that bridge way back when. Toronto felt like a good fit, and before I made this video, before the trade went through, it just felt right. And being just a general Kawhi fan, I actually love this for him. I love this as part of his legacy and his kind of return to Toronto, and I'm kind of happy for Toronto fans as well. So he goes, and we end up getting Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 first-round picks. I'm over the moon about this. 1 pick swap and 2 second-round picks. Those 2 first-round picks, huge. Absolutely huge, especially with how we are. Think about last season whenever we started. We were Unk City. We were Unk Nation. We had so many old people, the old heads of the NBA. That's what we were going into last season as. We saw how that started, and we saw how it ended. We made a lot of trades, and we pushed to where we are now, and we have such a young, healthy, versatile, and promising crew that's coming up. Whenever I first became a Clippers fan, it was a little bit before Kawhi ended up going to the Clippers, and it's been, Perkins said that it's one of the greatest disappointments in the NBA history, and to some point I kind of agree with that. Kawhi came off a championship with Toronto 2019, an elite run, winning another with San Antonio. He was with us for 7 seasons, 7 years, and I don't think we got what we should have out of him. There was the bubble run, which was awesome. It was great watching that, but, other than that, we lose in the play-ins, can't get past the first round, and what I love most about this trade is Kawhi Leonard is coming off of one of his best seasons, arguably ever. Sure, he won a chip in Toronto. That was also a great season, but he had a lot of team support. Here, it felt like it was him plus Derrick Jones Jr. whenever he was healthy, Benedict Mathurin, a little bit in there, Zubats whenever he was with us. Sure, James Harden came in the way, but he was helpful to some degree. But this team was riding with Kawhi Leonard, and he pushed that turnaround of that season to where we ended. And I think that's why he's coming off of one of his most electric seasons. And I've been saying it too. I've been saying it all the time. If there was ever a time to trade Kawhi Leonard, it was now. It was here. It was in this moment. It was this season. I was caught in the middle between wanting him to stay for another year compared to just getting him out of here, because what happens after another year? I'm shocked that, he left while the scandals are up in the air too. I thought it was going to be over that. I'm shocked that that went through, but it did, and here we are. And kind of want to talk about Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick. I think I'm more excited about Grady Dick. He was a lottery pick, and coming in with Keaton Wagler and Darius Garland with Brandon Ingram, Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez just re-signed, and, we need a big man down low, and he's such a hit or miss. There's some games where he'll just, smack 3 after 3 after 3, and then there's another one where he'll shoot, 15 in a row, and just Absolutely nothing. Nothing's in there. So he's kind of a frustrating player, but whenever he's hot, I get so excited. So he's kind of a hit or miss whenever it comes to stuff like that. But we got to re-sign Benedict Mathurin too, because I think that at those players in the development and what Ty Lue can bring to the table with that as well. If we hit the right moments, we're that young, scrappy team that maybe shouldn't be in the finals run. I'm not saying we're championship caliber teams. I fully believe that this isn't a championship caliber team. But I think that this is at least a playoff contention situation that we could fall into if the pieces move together. So let's start with Brandon Ingram. He's everything that Kawhi is, a little bit worse. Kawhi's better in almost every aspect of the game. But Brandon Ingram is such an isolation player, and if he's found into a one-on-one, Brandon Ingram's driving to the bucket as much as he can. I want to see him shoot more threes. We're seeing him shoot about 3 to 4 threes. Typically, he's not per se a shooter, but I want to see him start to make a couple more shot attempts, leaning into here. Grady Dick, I love this grab. I cannot wait to see what he can do in the hands of Keaton Wagler, in the hands of Yannick Niederhauser. I'm over the moon about Yannick Niederhauser too. And the 2 first-round picks, that's obviously great. We really haven't been in control of our pick destiny for years. It's been forever. And seeing all these picks and trades, our draft stock is incredible. And it's a fun time to be a part of right now. So I think kind of looking into as far as the trade details with Kawhi and with Brandon Ingram, I think if we look at Brandon Ingram, he's 21.5 points per game, at least in 25, 26 regular season, 5.5 rebounds, 3.7 assists. He's moving the ball, and he's making some noise whenever he gets it. I think that moving forward into this 26-27 season, the team is surrounded by what he's going to be. This is, for lack of better terms, Brandon Ingram's team moving forward with a support system of Darius Garland as well, hopefully with a healthy toe. But I think it's really up to Brandon Ingram if this is a retool team or if this is a rebuild team. And I think it's right now in the middle ground. I want it to be a retool. I've been thinking it's a retool. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a full rebuild, and that's okay because we have young superstars on the rise. I fully believe in Yannick. Once he comes back healthy, Derek Jones Jr., he's the best player on the team, just making things happen. Spreading the court. He's a great stretch player, makes threes whenever you need it. I'm excited to see what Darius Garland brings. Benedict Mathurin, we need to bring him back. So this is an exciting trade. And it actually is a really cool time in this franchise history right now. The end of an era. 7 years. 7 years of Kawhi. 7 years of all in on Kawhi Leonard. We walk out in the Western Conference Finals. And that's the furthest we got. He made him competitive, and that's something that I can be grateful for as a Clippers fan. That's somebody I can be grateful as a basketball fan. Whenever it comes to the postseason, we might not make it past the first round often, but if your team makes it to the postseason, that's a winning season, and that's something that he helped bring to the culture of Clipper Nation. Now, why did this happen? Why? It's very simple. He's an aging star. It was kind of now or never, and I think that the potential of Brandon Ingram, where he's at, and the major potential of Grady Dick, where he's going, is high, and where this team's going. I think that the mold of this team is so ideal. It could go anywhere. It could explode in my face. I could be making up lies, but I'm an optimist whenever it comes to stuff like this. So we're gonna find out. With the future of the Clippers and where this team's gonna go, I'm not saying it's gonna be I'm not saying that it's going to be a 50-win season. I'm not saying it's going to be a 60-win season. That's never going to happen with this squad. It could. This could be something crazy. This could be something magical. I don't think it's going to be, but it could. What I realistically think it's going to be, I think it's going to be another scrappy season, game after game, trying to find the pieces. I think we're going to go on runs. This could very well be a 30-win team season. And that's okay. You know, that's something that they're going to have to fight through and build and become teammates. Maybe this is something that it just clicks in the right moment and in the right flow of things. It's going to be a real test for Ty Lue, and I'm excited to see how Ty Lue really runs with this. Lawrence Frank gets a lot of hate. I think he won this. I think this is it. Who won this trade? Depends if you're asking if it's short-term or long-term. Short-term, Toronto for sure. Does Kawhi make Toronto a better team right now? Yes, I absolutely believe. Any team that Kawhi really goes to is going to make them a better team at his playing caliber right now. That's it. Point line. It's just that. It's that simple. Doesn't matter where he goes. He will make that franchise and that team in that moment better. But very injury prone. And man, oh man, do I know that. I mean, so is Brandon Ingram, but you know it's a little swap, so I don't want to say it without mentioning that. But in the win now situation, in the all-in, the Toronto Raptors won this trade. In the long term, I think we walk away. Overall, you know, we're sitting at a grade A for the Toronto. I think we're at a good B minus. Could be maybe a B plus. We'll give it a B plus. That sounds better than a B minus. But B plus kind of on the Clippers side. This is an exciting time, an exciting season. I love this time of basketball, seeing where everybody goes. Not part of it, but just even with LeBron, the news today. That's exciting. It's probably gonna be the Warriors, but we'll find out. We have $50 million of free cap space now. We have $50 million on the table. We're not done making moves, and I know that. I still think I don't trust Collins. I don't trust John Collins anymore. I was really excited about him last season. He didn't really show me anything that made me want to keep him this year. So if he goes, good riddance. But he had his moments. I think that we could find somebody better at the 4. Brook Lopez at the 5 right now. That's why I want Giannis back. If Giannis can come back as the 4 with Brook Lopez at the 5, I'm okay with that. Even if he swaps around for 5 for 5. I think we need help at the 4 right now. But if we keep Mathurin, that's huge. There's so many other star potential on this. And I'm so excited to see where this Clippers season leads. For everything Clippers Nation, make sure you like and subscribe. New channel coming in hot. Clippers covered. Kyle Archer, thanks for watching.